Today's how to build is on LEGO Minecraft Minecarts and Rails. If you like this video, check out all my other Minecraft videos. So I haven't gotten a lot of requests for the Minecart and Rails. However, when I was doing my review videos on the new LEGO Minecraft sets, I came across the minecart that they include in the set The Mine, and I was somewhat disappointed with it. So I took it upon myself to redesign a better minecart, and I figured why not do it the full how to build style and do it at all the different Minecraft scales. So let's get started and jump in with the tiny scale. So at the tiny scale, there's not very much to the minecart and the rail. The minecart is simply two 1x1 plates stacked on top of each other in light gray. So this is our tiny Steve here. If we take off his bottom plate for his feet, stick him inside of the minecart. And for the rails, I'm just using a 1x2 grill plate in light gray for the normal rails and in gold for the powered rails. Now this actually really represents two powered rails and two normal rails in a row. Unfortunately, this grill pattern doesn't come in 1x1 sizes. So what I've done here is I've recreated the rail system that's included in the set The Mine at this smaller scale. One thing you'll notice is that corners don't look curvy like they do in Minecraft. There's not really a way to do curves at this scale. For having sloped pieces here, I'm using a hinge brick with a plate on top of it that's got the rail pieces on it. So that's a nice way to represent Minecraft Rails at this scale. This scale of rails, rail scale. The Micromob scale is also just a two-piece minecart. You can see it's an old-style headlight brick with a 1x1 tile, both in light gray. This is my custom Micromob Steve. For the purposes of this, though, I'm going to turn him into a headlight brick. So that is what he would look like when he's sitting down. And what I've done here on the headlight brick is I've taken some flesh-colored minifigure hands, painted the hand part light blue to fit in with this headlight brick here, and I've taken a tiny bit of flex tubing, this one happens to be black, so that this hand can stick out over there so we can actually have some arms at this scale. Not a perfect solution, but I wanted to do that so I could have all the Steves waving in my main photo for this video. Anyway, so that's some little arms for this scale Steve bonus feature. And the rails we're going to use here are going to be the same as the tiny scale, so just grill plates in gray and gold. Nice thing about this Micromob is now he can put his arms up as he goes down the little roller coaster ramp. Whee! Let's move on to the minifig scale. So the key thing you're going to need to build this minecart design are some of these brackets. That's a 1x2 to 2x2 and some 1x2 to 1x2. I had all of these in dark gray, which worked out very nicely for me, but there's other ways you could do this with different brackets if you don't have this exact group of brackets. So I'm going to combine the bottom ones there using a 1x2 plate, and I'm going to do a 1x2 Technic brick. I'm going to stick a little black 1x1 round plate in there. Going to leave that empty for now. And then I'm going to connect these other two brackets with another bracket. That'll give a little seating area. And this is going to connect here. Now you'll notice there's going to be a little space that's smaller than a plate here. If you know a lot about LEGO geometry, you could figure out why there's that weird space there. But we're not going to worry about that right now. So now we're going to connect the sides using some 2x2 light gray tiles. And then we're going to tile all around this side, so 1x2, 1x2, 2x2, and a 2x2 light gray plate in the back. Now what's nice about this is that now you can stick Steve in it very nicely. He's got a little seating area. I think this is a pretty good size of a minecart for the minifig scale Steve. It's perhaps a little bit longer and wider than a minecart actually would be. You can also put other Minecraft blocks in the minecart, like the TNT block, or an oven, or if you built a chest at this scale, you could fit that in as well. Another way you could do this, taking some headlight bricks, so an old style headlight and a new style headlight brick, making two constructions just like that, putting them back to back. Going to connect them all with a 2x2 round black plate. So it looks like that, and then we're going to take a whole bunch of 2x2 light gray tiles and go around the edge. So now we've built something that's really just slightly wider than a Minecraft block. So you can fit TNT in there, you can fit Steve in there. The system that LEGO came up with for Minecart Rails at the minifig scale is really good. I like how it uses offset plates and tiles to create a system that looks a lot like the rails and also is functional with the minecart. Whoever came up with this curved piece here is a genius. It uses a combination of round tiles and offset plates and some other plates to really make a nice curved piece there that works perfectly, and I would have not been able to figure out. So my hat's off to them. Again, at this scale, you're going to be using gold tiles to represent power rails. One suggestion I have, if you're trying to make this rail system go further, is that if you take off the tiles, see what I've done here is I've taken off the offset plates in every other position and replaced them with my own 1x4 brown tiles. I happen to have a lot of brown 1x4 tiles, and that lets me save the jumper plates for other places and extend my rail system just using the pieces that I got from the mine set. Also, we'll be using a lot of brown jumpers in our how to build coming up next week. Hint, hint, hint. It doesn't work as well over here if it's 1x4 rails, because then the rails can twist around if they don't have that other offset plate holding them in place. But especially in sections where you've got the 1x8 tiles, you can conserve offset plates that way. So this is the rail system that's included in the bottom of the official Minecraft set, The Mine. I've taken off the top of the set so we can just focus on this. The minifig scale minecart that we just built works well with this system. The single dot in the bottom is what allows it to slide through the rails. I think what they've done here is a good system for people trying to build minifig scaled rails. It is a little bit larger than what would be accurate at this scale. However, it's really easy to mass produce because it uses a lot of really common pieces, tiles, and offset plates mostly. If scale is something that you're really concerned with, you can see here the difference between the scale included in the mine and a scale that I created that's a little more towards what the size should be for minifig scaled Minecraft creations. I'm going to show you how to build stuff at this scale. However, it's a very parts intensive approach. So if you're trying to build really big rail systems, this is definitely going to be the way to go for most people. So the main component of this rail system are these 1x1 brown plates with clip on the top. There was a whole bunch of them in one of the Mixel sets. I forget which one, but I'll put a link to it in the description. Basically, you want to line those up every other spot along your plate that you're building your rails on. And then take some 4 long bars in light gray, and that's going to be the rail on top. Now, that equals basically 2 rails, each of those. So this would be the equivalent of 4 rails lined up in a row here, just done with regular things. Now to get the minecart to go on it, you're going to have to take off that black piece we put on the bottom to work on the other system. And it'll just float along top. Looks a little bit more to scale when you use this smaller minecart that we also built as an alternate. Now for powered rails, there's not really gold versions of those lightsaber blades, or there might be, but I don't have them. But I did find this golden gun piece, so it doesn't look perfect because of those pieces sticking off, but it does continue the cylinder along the main thing. And that piece also comes in light gray, so if you want a single rail piece, you know, next to where your powered rails are or whatnot, you can always use those guns in gray. Another way to do a powered rail is this gold telescope piece. And you can stick in a gray lightsaber handle piece if you have one of those for a single rail next to that. Only trick is you need to actually connect all of them together, and then they should fit perfectly into the handle spots. Disadvantage of this is that it's a little bumpy and inconsistent in terms of look, but you sort of have to make trade-offs if you're going to be working with Mindtrack at this scale. Another thing you could theoretically use for your rail system would be flex tubing. I only had flex tubing in dark gray. I don't have it in light gray, but I assume it comes in that color. Sticks in even easier than the long rods do. The other advantage to using flex tubing is that it can actually curve, and so you can actually have corner pieces in your rail system. Now let's move on to the 3-scale minecart. This is a pretty simple build. Start with a 4x4 plate in light gray. You could steal one from the official Lego minecart if you have that. Then build up a layer of brick. I'm using two 2x4 bricks. Then on the top, we're going to use all of these panels. So some 1x2s, some 1x1 corner tiles. So again, you could steal all of those from the official Lego minecart. And then in the center, we're going to do a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 tile. I'm using dark gray because that better mimics the interior of a minecart. And now you can sit your Steve down in there. And you could sit him in either direction. I feel like only having a 1x2 spot to sit down is better than a 2x2. Just easier to pull things in and out. And then on the bottom, you're going to put the black 1x1 round plates, so this can work in the rail system, and then you're good to go. For the rail system, I suggest using the one that Lego developed, using offset plates and tiles, and with their ingenious corner piece. However, you could argue that this is slightly too large for this scale, and that actually the rails should be 3 Lego pieces wide. Because that's kind of how we define the scale. So you could take like a 1x6 tile and some 1x3 plates in brown and do it up this way. And that technically would be slightly more accurate to this scale, because this would be the length that 2 pieces of rail should be, but it doesn't look as good as this system. And this system is so close to this scale that the difference is kind of negligible. Also, anytime that you're building a multiple of 3 in Lego, it's going to be really hard. Case in point, I don't even have this many 1x3 plates in brown. Only one of these is a 1x3 plate, and the others are 1x2s and 1x1s, and that just is going to get really old really fast if you're trying to build a big rail system. So just use Lego's rail system if you're building rail system at this scale. Lego rail, corner piece. Hey, get off my rail system. This is my rail system. This is our rail system. Rrr. I'm stuck on a waterfall. So that's all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to build... Did someone just hear like a weird, creepy laugh? If you like this video, check out all my other Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments telling me what you want to see me build in the future. By 2, by 1. I'm going to speed this up in editing so we don't have to listen to me talk. And here's a quick side-by-side with the official minecart. So long. Steve riding around a minecart on just thin air because I didn't build any rails yet. Here's some rails. Rails.